I am kind of a legacy.
Lauren!
My parents have been involved in youth ministry for decades. Heck, that's even how they met. They were both at a summer camp for youth ministry and they met across a volleyball net, and the rest is history. I would say 85% of my childhood memories, especially middle school and high school, have to do with being at youth group. Countless winter retreats, fall retreats, summer camps, outreach trips, concerts, and then also just the weekly meetings that we would have where we would worship and open the Bible together and do small groups and play just crazy games that my dad would concoct, like swimming through packing peanuts and playing whack-a-mole with socks and pool noodles. So growing up in that environment of youth ministry being a priority, youth group being a priority, of course Autumn and I would become youth volunteers ourselves. I was calculating it out this last week and I realized I've been a volunteer in middle school ministries for about 11 years. I'm basically a sixth grader in my experience with sixth graders. But with my experience through youth ministry, one of the things that has come out of that is this value for mentoring. Sometimes I don't think we value role models like we should, especially during that confusing time of middle school where do they like me? Do they hate me? I'm going through all these changes. I don't know who I am anymore. To have somebody who is not a relative to say to them, you are valuable. You are loved. You can do this. I see potential in you. That can change somebody's life. And speaking as a woman, there have been key women in my life that have changed me for the better. And I decided to talk a little bit about them in this video. There are actually 3 people that I think every person should have in their lives. Number 1, I think you should have a mentor in your life. They don't necessarily have to be older, but they certainly should be wiser. All through middle school, my middle school leader that I turned to all the time was my mom, which is great when you have a supportive mom, but even as a teenager, you sort of have that feeling of, she has to say that because she's my mom. My freshman small group leader was a woman named Jessica. So here I was in high school, this nerdy, awkward freshman, and I had this really awesome leader who was willing to come alongside me and care about me. And what was so great about her was that she was uniquely herself. She was funny and energetic and she liked what she liked. And to top that all off, she just really loved Jesus. That you could be super cool and still follow Jesus. Second person everybody should have is an equal. Somebody that they're accountable to. And that person for me is my friend Kellen, which you've seen in a lot of my vlogs. I've known her since I was in 7th grade and she was in 6th grade. We have that base foundation of really loving books and movies and just loving to geek out about that stuff. We would have sleepovers all the time through middle school and high school where we would stay up late watching movies. We would also get into these really super deep conversations about life and love and how the world works and what is our role in society. So with all that time, we got really comfortable with each other, and so we were able to give each other advice and be supportive of each other. Third person you should have in your life is you should pay it forward and mentor someone. I started volunteering in the middle school ministry when I was a junior in high school, and in one of my first small groups was a girl named Kara, and just recently she got in contact with me and she wanted to have lunch with me. It is so humbling as well because she has become such a wonderful woman of God, and to think that maybe, just maybe, I had this much to do with that, I don't have words for it. And what's also so wonderful is when she was going through middle school, I was just starting to graduate from high school and starting to apply to the nursing program. And now this May, she is about to graduate and become a nurse herself. So I am so privileged to have these amazing women that have touched my life. If you've ever had a mentor in your life, take the time and either Facebook message them, get in contact with them, and just say, thank you so much for what you did in my life. I hope Jessica, Kellen, and Kara feel the love from me. I would not be the woman I am today without any of you. And now it's time for an absolutely true fact. Trust me, I'm a nurse. Did you know that you're taller in the morning than you are at night? This is because of the force of gravity and its effect on your spine throughout the day. Your spine is made of small bones called vertebra that stack on top of each other. And between your vertebra is this sponge-like disc that acts as a shock absorber. As the day wears on, the sponge-like material thins. So by the end of the day, you might have a height loss of a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And so then what happens is you go to bed and you rest your head on your pillow, and what happens is the sponge-like material starts to relax and become its normal shape. And speaking of women that have influenced my life, let's listen to my heartbeats. Growing up, if you asked me who my favorite artist was, the answer hands down would have been Rebecca St. James. This Christian Australian vocalist was a major influence on my vocal style. If you don't know her, you probably know her brothers who have formed the band For King and Country. I just recently revisited her music, and it's been one of those experiences where I've listened to her music and not only remembered it, but have rediscovered it in a new way. Her songs and their lyrics mean more to me now than they did when I was a child, because I didn't really understand them fully. I didn't have that life experience to back up those lyrics. Here's actually a picture of us together at one of her concerts, and look at me! So the song I've chosen this week is called Hold Me Jesus, and it's from her 1998 album, Pray. Here's a little snippet.
Hold me, Jesus, I'm shaking like a leaf. You are the King of my glory. Won't you be my Prince of Peace?
I'm the musical nurse. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!